morning. Charlie O'Hara back in the studio with us on this Wednesday, here to answer your legal questions, and it's good to have you back in the studio.
Good to be here.
Okay, we have several calls on the line. We'll go ahead and get right to those this morning. Hi there, what's your question for Charlie?
Yes, I was wondering if a cop can question a person leading about a crime leading to the arrest of that person without reading his Miranda rights.
Well, Miranda rights actually are kind of misunderstood by a lot of people. You're not required to be read your Miranda rights until actually you're in custody for a crime. And then if they're asking you questions that may get you in trouble, incriminate you, then you're supposed to be read your Miranda rights. If they're just investigating a crime and trying to figure out who's done it, and they come up and ask you questions, they can do that. But when they put you in custody, that's when they read your Miranda rights. Now on TV, usually, every time somebody's grabbed, they take them and read them in their Miranda rights automatically, which is probably not a bad idea. But in reality, it's a very specific time that they do that. I mean, we have a lot of people come to our office and they usually say to me, we've got this case one, they didn't read me my Miranda rights. And I said, well, what other evidence do they have? Well, they have me on videotape doing the crime. And if that's true, obviously, they don't have to even have a statement from you. They've got enough evidence anyway. So
really? Okay.
Yeah, so people a lot of times think they have to do that, and it really is a specific thing that has to be done in a specific way. As attorneys, we get into all kinds of arguments over whether you're in custody or out of custody, and how you felt at the time, and things like that, and how long you've been detained, and all other legal issues. So it's not a clear-cut answer.
Okay, good question. Thank you for calling in. We have time now for another caller this morning. Hi there, what's your question for Charlie?
My question is, I was an employee for the city and I was sexually harassed by an employee of the city, and what do I do about that?
Well, I actually think the city has a complaint form about that. I'm not positive. I'd have to look it all up, but I actually think the city has some way that they do that. Now, maybe through their HR, Human Resources Department or something like that, but I think they have a procedure to do that. The other thing you can do is you can contact an attorney, and the attorney can probably lead you through that process. I mean, obviously, if that happened from an employee from the city, that should not happen. It should stop, and it's probably something you should report.
Okay, yeah, great question. Okay. We have time now for one more this morning. Hi there, what's your question for Charlie?
Yeah, I want to find out, if I have a credit card that I can't pay and my Social Security check goes directly to the bank, can they garnish my Social Security check?
Well, I'm not completely sure about that question, but I would think, generally speaking, obviously once you put your money in a bank account and mix it with other monies, then people can come in and garnish that money if they have a judgment against you. So obviously they can't take the Social Security check until it's in an account. If it's in cash or something, they'd never be able to get to that. But I think that's something you'd want to get straightened out and get on payments with a credit card company so they don't garnish you. Usually you can arrange to have payments done on some debt that you owe, either through the attorney or the company involved in that. So that would probably be the better way to do it, to let them garnish your account every time. You might end up with no money 1 month. So I wouldn't do that, actually.
Okay, thank you, Charlie. Great advice. Good to see you again. We'll see you next week.
Okay.